Earth's Huge History by Keegan, Cole Bailey, Ella Marrero, and Malia Potter.
Part 1. Early Earth. The Earth is 4.6 billion years old. Because of this huge history, Earth is broken up into 4 geologic eras: Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. In early Earth, the atmosphere was made up of mostly hydrogen cyanide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen, hydrogen sulfide, and water. At this time, the Earth was so hot that the water had not yet cooled to a liquid form.
Now, however, Earth's atmosphere contains 21% oxygen along with other elements, which occurred when photosynthetic bacteria in the oceans began releasing oxygen. This paved the way for new life forms above water.
Land masses. When Earth's crust finally cooled, it resulted in one supercontinent named Pangaea. This eventually split into 2 continents named Laurasia and Gondwana. These eventually moved and formed into the continents we know today.
The beginning of life.
There are 3 main theories on how life began on Earth. The first theory is that amino acids, or the building blocks of life, were already present on Earth, made by lightning strikes in cesspools in the Earth's formation.
The second theory is that a comet collided with Earth during its formation that contained thriving amino acids and introduced life to Earth during the collision.
The third theory is that life on Earth has been created multiple times in different eras. This could have resulted in shadow ecosystems containing life completely alien to us.
The animals shown here represent the amount of species that have lived on Earth over a period of time. Crossing out these 9 species represents the 99% of species that have gone extinct. That leaves only 1% of species that have ever existed on Earth still alive.
Coevolution, an evolutionary process where 2 species are reliant on each other and evolve accordingly. For example, there is the hummingbird and the long-stem flowers. They have co-evolved for a long time. When one evolves, the other evolves accordingly.
Convergent evolution. This occurs when 2 or more species have similar characteristics but have no relation. For example, the bat and the bird look like they're related and both have the adaptation of wings, but neither is actually related.
Extinction, when all members of a species dies. For example, the dodo bird went extinct in 1690 when the scientists estimated the last dodo bird died. The last one was seen in 1660.
Punctuated equilibrium, a rapid change, adaptive radiation, interrupting the gradualism of evolution. Here we have an example of gradualistic evolution versus the punctuated equilibrium. You see that gradualism has more steps, while punctuated equilibrium happened quite quickly.
Adaptive radiation refers to a period of time when many species appear quickly. For example, there is a study called Darwin's Finches where Charles Darwin found that more than a dozen species evolved from one single species.
Simple to complex organism. When single-celled organisms evolved into multi-cell organisms. Most simple transformation, also most important. Prokaryotic single-cell to eukaryotic multi-cell.
Part 2. Birds' geologic events.
First, we have multicellularity. After eukaryotic cells came, these cells began to reproduce sexually, which allowed for much faster evolution with the chances of mutation. This started the evolutionary process, therefore the creation of birds.
Next, we have oxygen. When oxygen was released into the atmosphere by photosynthetic bacteria, it allowed a whole new species to begin on land, therefore giving the birds an environment.
In the beginning of the Jurassic period, dinosaurs were thriving and the first bird was created. It had a winged bone structure, hollow bones, talons, and a beak. There are 2 theories for the first bird, the Archaeopteryx and the Protoavis. This is a very controversial topic for scientists.
Back in the Cretaceous period, the modern bird structure is thought to have formed from the transitional shorebird.
Demise of the dinosaurs. The mass extinction of the dinosaurs allowed the birds to go through adaptive radiation, and many of the species of the birds were formed. It is thought that during this time, birds were the only relatives of dinosaurs.
Image sources.